Hello cookies, it's Siri. I am back and this is the best of my hair that you're going to get today because I just can't seem to make it work as usual. And on this topic, now that we have talked about the hair, as you might have seen from the title of this video, today we are going to talk about the big 3-0. It's been a while since I just did a chill conversation with you cookies. Editing Eerie, dropping by really quickly cookies. I don't have boogers. It's powder on my nose hairs. I absolutely refuse to remove my nose hair because I tend to get sick quite easily nowadays because of stress. And if my nose hair don't trap the bacteria and viruses and stuff that try to get into my system, I'll get sick more often. There's a reason humans have nose hair, and I'd rather it look like boogers in my videos than have it gone. So yes, bye! And this is the kind of video I think that I would have liked to send my younger self when I turned 20. Turning 20 for me was quite dramatic. I was walking around a lake in Singapore in the middle of the night, feeling old and sad and depressed and thinking that my youth was soon going to be gone. And now thinking back at my younger self, the state that I was in, because I still remember how I felt. I don't remember entirely the whole experience because it was somewhat blurry in my head, but I remember how I felt. I don't think I should have worried that much turning 20, and also I don't think I should have worried that much turning 30. I don't like those highly positive, too inspirational videos because for me I can't relate. I feel like some changes are scary and it's okay to be scared of some changes. And I have been dreading turning 30 since I was 25 because, you know, when you read about it, even just on a scientific level, you start producing less collagen, so you start degrading basically. And also there's been a rise in this movement of, oh, when you're 30 you hit the wall if you're a woman, and then women age like milk and men age like fine wine. When I was a teenager and when I was in my early 20s, 30 felt so old as well. I had this image of myself just purely physical, not even in terms of career or where in life I would be, thinking, okay, at 30 I would have wrinkles, I would look old, I would be totally past my prime. I mean, what's even the prime? Like, when is your prime? I'm not entirely sure because theoretically it's supposed to be when you're a teenager up until you're 25. But for me, I prefer myself physically now way more than I was then. Maybe my brain is starting to age, but I prefer myself physically now more than when I was 20. And this is not in attempts to try and make myself feel good. It's really true. I look at how my eyebrows were when I was 20. I look at the way I did my makeup. Sometimes it looked good, sometimes what I did with my hair. This is my natural hair. I've been rocking my natural hair since I was 26, I think. Before that I didn't even know that I had curly hair. I thought I had messy straight hair. That's a whole other video, but now I'm really happy with my natural hair. This is not dyed, it's my natural hair color. Of course, I always complain about it because I don't know what to do with it, and right now it's a mess as usual. But I like the state of it, and it's way better than this like weird blonde straight hair, damaged hair that I had in my late teens and my early 20s. That's no. I just got my eyebrows done yesterday. For the first time I had eyebrow lamination, and I'm not entirely sure I really like them, but they're way fluffier than when I was in my early 20s. So anyway, I prefer how I look like now than compared to when I was 20. Let's say you're between the age of 25 to 30, because there's a lot of you cookies that are in that age range. Or let's say you have reached 30, or you're between 30 to 40 and you're worried about your looks, then what I have to say is it's probably not as bad as you think it is, because really, I had this idea of myself at 30, wrinkly, saggy, just old. And of course, aging is a privilege. I say that in many of my videos, cookies, that I feel grateful that I have reached 30, because due to so many dark events in my life, I did not think that I would make it to 30, both for health reasons and mental health reasons. And so for me to make it to 30 is something that I wasn't really sure of, because my life has been quite tough and it's still really difficult at the moment. But just reaching that age and not being all physically or emotionally or mentally destroyed, for me is a huge win regardless. I'm not saying that I looked horrible before, but when I look at videos and photos of myself, and the good thing when you do YouTube, and I've been doing YouTube for 12 years now, is that you can look back at how you looked like and what you did and how you sounded. And I really prefer the way I do things. I really prefer the way I've done things for the past 3-4 years, even though I never placed my whole values in my looks, and I will never do that, because I do believe that I like my personality more than my looks, and that I try to be a decent person. And so if I were to pick a selling point between my personality and my looks, I would always say my personality. But still, you also want to feel comfortable with how you look. Like, I also want to like what I see in the mirror. I genuinely like what I see right now. If you're going to turn 20, if you're going to turn 25, if you're going to turn 30 or 35, it's not that bad. You don't look really old, you don't look horrible, you're not defective, you're not expired. And also, if you look at my old videos, the ones that were shot when I was 18, 19, 20, I have baby cheeks. Like, I have chunky cheeks, I've always had chunky cheeks, and I don't mind my chunky cheeks, but they have deflated a little bit. And because they've deflated a little bit, I have less of a moon face and more of a less moon face. Now, there is nothing wrong with having a moon face. For me, I think it just made the proportions of my face a little bit nicer in my own eyes. I do makeup now. I work as a makeup artist again. I used to work as a makeup artist, and I've done it on and off in the last 10 years. And it's really a concern for so many women, and also sometimes men, because men wear makeup too. The concept of aging and fearing it so much and being freaked out, and thinking that, oh, now you're going to not be attractive anymore, you're going to have less value because your looks are declining, or this and that. And it's really not bad. For example, very practical thing, eye wrinkles. People always say, oh, you get fine lines at 30, you have so many fine lines. And for me, I don't. Like, I can do lots of expressions. They only appear if I do this. And like, only here on the corners. I don't have anything here. I don't have anything anywhere else. I don't have like deep wrinkles or small wrinkles. People say that you start having a lot of pigmentation issues. I don't. But then again, I wear a lot of sunscreen. I wear a huge amount of sunscreen, cookies. My skin has never been as good as since I turned 27. I used to have acne before. I used to have weird problems with my skin and enlarged pores and just weird issues. And they've gotten so much better after the age of 25. Like, everything has just started to get better. My eyebrows have been better. And even in terms of dating, I was scared when I got single again at the age of 29, because of course you think, oh, now I am 30 and I am competing. That word is so freaking irritating, competing. But it's true, I guess, in terms of popular culture and what you read and hear everywhere. You are competing against women in the early 20s, or who are 24, 25, 26 maybe, or 22 or 19, who are in their prime. Now, I'm not entirely sure what people consider as the prime, because I'm child-free, I'm sterile, and I never want to have children. And so for me, I guess my prime is gone. It's dead and gone, because If we're talking about fertility, it's never going to happen. Hopefully, please, let it never happen. So I guess like my fertile prime is definitely gone, so I didn't even need to wait for the menopause for it to be gone. So that is gone, I guess. If we talk about your face prime, okay, I don't have wrinkles, I don't have pigmentation problems, I don't have saggy skin, I don't have like anything saggy, I don't have issues like physically. And then when they say like, oh, your hair is thinning and stuff, my hair has never been as thick and nice as now. Okay, nice is subjective. Right now it's all messy and I don't know what to do with it. So for you, you might be like, oh, it's frizzy, it's weird and blah blah blah. But for me, compared to how my hair has been my whole life, this is the nicest I've had my hair and I'm pleased with it. And then same thing for like fitness. I don't have like saggy things or whatever because I work out quite a lot. Physically, I have no idea because when I was dating in Stockholm and here in Berlin, and my looks have not been an issue. And I know that this whole video now is very looks centered, but it's because I'm not talking about like your finances at 30 or your career at 30 or the state of the world or your friends at 30 or how you feel emotionally or physically or confidence. Like, yes, I am way more confident now than when I was 20, but now we're just purely talking about looks. I don't know where and when you're supposed to have your prime as a woman, because I saw this lady on the bus a few weeks ago and she was probably in her 50s. She had white hair, but her face looked like she was in her 50s. And she had this typical villain look, so really sharp nose, sharp lips, and like clear gray eyes, and she was gorgeous. I was trying not to stare at her, but she was right in front of me, opposite on the bus, so I could see her. And I was just thinking, wow, this woman looks so freaking amazing. And she had wrinkles and she had white hair, and it was obvious that she was in her 50s, probably late 50s. And she looked so freaking good. I'm not saying that to be fake nice. I don't find every person that I see on the street gorgeous or beautiful. Just in terms of like what I saw from how she looked like, the white hair looked really good with her lipstick and her gray eyes. And so let's imagine that she had dark hair when she was younger. I have no idea because it was totally white. I'm not sure actually it would have looked as epic as with the white hair because it was like slicked back short. Like, oh, she really looked like a freaking villain. And so to me, I don't know how she looked like before, but that person to me looked like she was in her prime. It's not like you're going to go from, oh, now you look good to like, oof, you just look freaking horrible forever. And when I ask my current boyfriend and my ex, both of them actually agree that objectively my face shape is better now that I've started to finally lose my baby cheeks in my mid-20s. So let's say, yeah, like me, 22 to 30, I can tell you that more people swiped right on me when I was on dating sites at 30 than 22. I decided to stop worrying about turning 40 because that's the next big step, turning 35, turning 40. Yeah, maybe I'll have wrinkles, maybe I won't, maybe I'll have saggy skin, maybe I won't, maybe I'll look worse, maybe I'll look better. But at the same time, the time I have is only now. And if I worry all the time now about how I wish I were still 25, which I really, really, really don't, I genuinely don't want to be 25 again, then I'm going to lose the time I have now. And when I'm 35, I would wish I was 30. And when I'm 40, I would wish I was 30. And when I'm 45, I would wish I was 30, which is my current age right now. So I don't want my future self to always wish that she was the age that my current self is, while my current self is wishing all the time that she was the age that she was before. Because that's really stressful, cookies, and that's not going to lead to anything, and it's just such a waste of time. And so now I think back of how I was stressed in my 20s and late teens about turning 20 and turning 30, and it's just like, oh, I have not met a 30-year-old and thought, oof, wow, She's past her prime. Ooh, we're not doing that. No, Cookies, there's no such thing. And as you know, Cookies, I am now finally pursuing my dream that I've had since I was 12 years old to get into acting. If there's any agent out there, I'm looking for agent, I'm looking for representation management. Let me know, please, because I really would like to get an agent. I can fly anywhere in the world for work. Acting is a very looks-centered field, and that's also something that has stressed me out because it is my dream. It is really what I would like to do. I started in Sweden last year in the spring, so it's been around a year now that I've done projects here and there with acting. My looks have not been a problem. I mean, okay, if they're looking for, let's say, a typically Scandinavian girl and they say they want a tall blonde girl with blue eyes, obviously my looks are not going to lead me anywhere. But being 20 or 19 would not have helped with that either. It hasn't been an issue in terms of, wow, you look too old to do anything in the acting industry or to start in the acting industry. Octopath Traveler 2, amazing game. I love it. I think now it's probably my absolute favorite game on the Nintendo Switch. I know I used to say that it's a Dragon Quest XI S, and it's an amazing game as well. I love it, but I have been playing Octopath Traveler 2 now for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks or something. It's so good. It's so good, Cookies. I love it. Amazing game. And with all of that said, ooh, I don't know if this is working for me. I have big ears, Cookies. I don't mind. I used to think that they were too big, but actually when you have big ears, your face looks smaller. So it's okay. I will see you, Cookies, very soon. Let me know your thoughts about all of this, and cheers, Cookies. Bye.